And hello, everybody. SammyVision is on the air, coming to you live from Chiller, Easton, for this varsity ice hockey game between your Westerville Warcats and the Northeast Storm. It is Northeast Storm senior night, and the Warcats would like nothing better than to put a W on the board against their longtime rival and a team who has had some heated contest with the Warcats, certainly this season and in seasons past. I'm your host, Sam Shalia, taking you through the game. We'll be having a puck drop in approximately 2.5 minutes. The Warcats coming off a strong victory yesterday over the PHA Prowlers, a 7-1 win. And this is the final game for the Warcats of the OSHL regular season, having had 2 games canceled due to COVID restrictions, one against Hilliard and one against this Northeast Storm. The Hilliard game is going to be made up, but after the season, so it'll be a scrimmage instead of a league game. Both of these teams sitting right in the middle of the OSHL. The Warcats 4th in the league, Northeast Storm 5th in the league. And regardless of the outcome here, it will remain 4 and 5, and they will play each other again next week in the first round of the CBJ Cup, which is the OSHL league playoff system. So again, these two teams will play again next week, 8:30 in Dublin on Friday in the first round of the CBJ Cup. The only difference is whoever wins this game will be the home team for that. But the Warcats want to pin the loss on Northeast Storm here on their senior night, just as an added little emphasis. Both teams have beat each other this season, and so it's been fairly even. We'll see what we get out of the Warcats. Warcats with 13 penalties yesterday certainly cannot have that again here tonight. Warcats come into this game missing one of their senior leaders, Alex Snyder, out for COVID restrictions. Also without Wilson Cooper Cleaver and DJ Bridge, the senior, who's trying to recover from a shoulder surgery. They will be with their leading scorer, Cedric Cowens, 27 goals, 33 assists on the year. Cullen Hassel, number 2 on the team with 23 goals, 17 assists. Caleb Bussey, 18 goals, 13 assists. Senior defenseman and captain Andrew Reisinger having a very productive year, as always, 11 goals, 18 assists. And then in a shortened season due to injury, Santos Shalia tied in points with Andrew Reisinger, 10 goals, 19 assists for 29 points. And that's the top 5. Senior goaltender Adam Mukovitz going to get the start. He is 6-14-4 on the year and sporting an 84% save percentage. The team skating over their bench. I believe we're going to have the national anthem sung here. And then we should be getting started. Again, a couple extra tidbits for Northeast Storm senior night as we get some comments from the president of Northeast Storm, Sean Neal.
We have a special guest that's going to be singing the national anthem for TV, Miss Rose Pasqualetti.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose soft stripes and bright stars
Good rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by that young lady. Players skating back over the bench to strap their helmets back on and get ready to get under action here again. Warcats playing Northeast Storm. Warcats wearing their road red uniforms, black helmet, black pants, the yellow, white, and black trim on the socks. Northeast Storm wearing their home white uniforms, red pants, black, white, red trim on their socks. The Warcats will start the game skating right to left on your radio dial. And getting some instructions at their bench from the coaching staff. And I'm sure the Warcats like nothing more than get a quick jump, an early lead. Timer by Cedric Collins, just missing the mark. Shalia sliding that across. Collins trying to one-time that. And he got a lot of that. I think he may have just hit it up a little too high, and it went in out of play. And there's gonna be a face-off now in the Storm zone. Shalia out there now with Hinton and David Reisinger. Sheely and Andrew Reisinger manning the blue line, and now we get the change. There's players were not quite ready. As I'll tell you what, it's very frustrating as a fan. Players are not ready to come out onto the ice. So Shalia just hopped out there, and then he's replaced by Bussy after that faceoff. The Warcats again on the power play for a minute 13. Now that time has appeared on the clock. The Storm cleared all the way down. Senior goaltender Aiden Mukovitz covers up the puck as a Storm player coming in to forecheck that. Forces Mukovitz to have to throw his glove on it. Now it's going to be a defensive zone faceoff. Bussy, Hinton, and David Rising are out there with Owen Hood and Bryce Wickizer. It's Wickizer with the puck behind his own net and casually trying to pass it up to David Reiser, deflected by a Storm player. Near side, Bussy with it. Bussy slides it up to David Reiser. It goes all the way into the goaltender for the Storm, who hangs on, and another face-off now. And what's been kind of a choppy couple minutes here, but the majority of the play has been in the Storm zone. Still on the power play for another 40 seconds. Top unit comes back out, Shalia, Collins, and Hassel. A shot from the point. Wickizer puts it right on the net. Save made by the goaltender for the Storm, who holds on. The Storm make a change at center. Shalia steps in to take this face off again. One there by Shalia, played by Hassel over to the half wall, and nobody there. Wickizer a little late to recover. And then a real lazy pass by Owen Hood. It's 2-on-1 now for the Storm. Hood able to get his stick on that and break up a potential pass across. 15 seconds remaining on the power play. Warcats trying to have one last rush here. Collins with speed gets by one man. Slides it across and sending it just wide of the net was Hassel out to Shalia to the point now to Nixon. Nixon shoots it, save made. And both teams now at even strength as Collins takes a shot. It's held on by the Storm goaltender. What a great play. Collins getting that pass over to Hassel, and Hassel trying to jam it into the net. It would not go, and we remain scoreless here. 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the first period. Far side now, the puck comes along that board, kept in by maybe Aiden Whaley, I assume is out there since Chase Nixon. And then another pass across, this time Hinton trying to get his stick on it, wasn't able to connect. Storm able to clear the zone. It's been a pretty decent start here for the Warcats as far as possession in the Storm zone, aided, of course, by that penalty. And now gloved ahead by Bussy, who then poked it up towards the Storm's goal, defense. Would have been better just poking that into the corner and allowing his players to forecheck that. The Storm now in their own zone, trying to regroup, come out far side. Nicholas Crone now watching his man. He loses his stick, has to pick it up. It allows the Storm to get the puck in deep. Nixon chops it up ahead to David Reisinger and then absorbs the check, and it's going to be icing on the Warcats as David Reisinger sends that puck down the ice. Face off back into the Warcat zone. 12:47 remaining, scoreless first period. Tid, Fury, and Sean Hunt. Sean Hunt has been getting a lot more playing time the last few games here, being rewarded for his work ethic. Puck goes down into the near corner, cycled below that goal line. This is exactly how the Storm plays. From below the goal line, then out in front. Save made there by Mukovic, trying to hang on to it. Loose puck. Batted at by a couple players. And you would think that the Warcats have seen this before and know how to defend it. Anxious moments there. Andrew Reisinger trying to bring that out of zone, and it's taken away from the Storm now with an opportunity coming the other way. That shot goes wide of the net. Now trying to jam it, a goal scored. Absolutely terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Nobody picking up those Storm players in front. Nobody at all. And the Storm take a 1-0 lead. And wow, that is just awful. The Warcats really have played pretty well, but that's just a gimme goal. Nobody picking up the players in front, and they're able to jam it in near side. There's a shot save made by Mukovic. Man, oh man. Icing going to be the call here. Warcats sending out Caleb Bussey, Hassel, David Reisinger, with Ian Shealy and Bryce Wickheiser back to defend. Just a little bit of a mix-up on that line change. Players didn't know where they were supposed to be, and man, oh man, I can't emphasize that enough. Very disappointing. Pass up to David Reisinger near side, trying to chop it out of the zone, kept in there by the Storm, comes back to Shealy. Now he goes cross-ice with it, just missing Cullen Hassel, goes into the Storm zone. Retrieving it is number 51 for the Storm, and Hassel runs into him. Puck's played near side, though, by the Storm, and kept in momentarily by Bussey. And on the next effort, the Storm able to get it down. It's going to be icing again here on the Storm. He's now had several icings in kind of an odd start for both teams. But boy, if you're the Storm, you're being outplayed as they have been in the first 5 minutes of this game and coming or having the 1-0 lead. Well, they couldn't be happier, I'm sure. Kenton Fury and Tid out. Josh Tid with the goal yesterday on a deflection of a Cedric Cowan shot. One of the more offensive games for Josh Tid. Ended up with 5 shots on goal and one of them going in. And that's what the Warcats need is secondary scoring. Can't beat Collins, Hassel, and Shalia the whole time. Wraparound attempt, and that's cleared by the Storm. Whaley barely getting it out of the zone. Pinned against it, but we're going to have a penalty here. And we'll see what the call is. If it's another Storm player going to the box, this time number 48. And it is cross-checking. The referee was watching closely, kind of initially looked like he was going to put his hand up. Didn't. And maybe it was on the extra shove. He decided, well, there's no choice. So now Shalia Hassel, Collins out there again for their second power play of the game. And they've got to take advantages of these opportunities. There's Andrew Reisinger with it. Reisinger through center ice. Reisinger still with it. Sends towards the net. Pad save by the goaltender. Back to the point to Shalia. He feeds it down half wall to Collins. Comes back to Shalia. He sends it over off the board. Picked up by Hood. Hood now into the corner. Hood sending it around below the net. Behind the net for Collins. It's tipped there by the Storm. Shalia pokes it back in from the point. And now the Warcats a little bit out of position again. Hassel has to come back and retrieve a puck that was tipped down the ice. Up to Collins' far side. And as he tried to make a move, the puck rolled off of his stick. The Storm Collins, using his speed, now skates around a couple Storm players. Collins, toe drag, shot left side, hamburger! Cedric Collins! It's a power play goal! And the Warcats do take advantage of the power play and tie the game up. And I believe that Santos Lee is going to get an assist on that as he passed that up to Collins before coming off the ice for the line change. And now we're tied. He wasn't able to control the rebound. It's the Storm coming back up with it. This is what they do. Below the goal line, then back out in front. Wrap around, just missing. And it comes through the crease and out the far side. The Storm from the blue line send it towards the net. Bouncing puck. Sent to the side of the net. It's Reisinger with it. Far side off the half wall. Picked up there by Bussy. Bussy feeding it, trying to feed it ahead to Hinton. On the second effort, does get the Hinton 2-on-1 for the Warcats. Hinton slides it across, shot, save made. Bussy perhaps taking that off the stick of David Reisinger. Got it towards the goaltender, but the save was made. And on the offsides now, we have a whistle at 8:21 remaining in the first period. Fury, Tidd, and Hunt. And the Storm's trying to get out of his own turnaround shot by Fury. Was wide of the net. And below that goal line, the Storm muscling it away from Josh Tidd and pinching in to Chase Nixon, keeping the puck in the zone. Now it bounces over the blue line, and the Storm come away with it. Sean Hunt trying to get back to back. That is way offside. Wow, the referee not seeing that. That is offsides by 10 feet. I mean, not even close. Kept in, though, now by the Storm. Below that goal line, again, the Storm want to work it below the goal line and then try and pass it out to the slot in front. That's how they score the majority of the goals against the Warcats, at least. Not sure. I've got to assume that's how they play against every team, but we've seen it enough to know that they play that way. They execute it very well, and they score a lot of goals that way. Nicholas Crone getting caught up on the play, but back to get it is Nixon. He plays it to the blue line, but not out. Nice pass across, goal scored. And again, just a disjointed play. The D out of position. That time, I think Nicholas Crone was caught up ice, and the Warcats were changing. And just like that, the Storm take the lead back 2-1 with 7:17 remaining of this first period. And that was a wide open Storm player right in front of Mukovitz and buried it. Boy, if the Warcats are going to give up opportunities like that, I mean, there are going to be some goals to be had. You got to try and make this Storm team earn it, and I would say so far they have not done that. Shalia up to Hassel. Hassel trying to feed it back to Shalia, taken away by a Storm player, who then goes far side. Good cross-ice feed. Collins now trying to get back to help out. Mukovitz sliding a little bit wrong direction there, but the puck was going wide of the net regardless. Now below that goal line, it's Collins with the man draped all over him, hard off the board. Hassel chips it and comes to Collins, who's got Shalia with him. Collins slides it across to Shalia. Hits the post! Just like the Storm had it, Shalia wide open front, but the Storm finished it. Shalia hitting the post with a great pass by Collins. Out in front! Shot! Goal scored! Hamburger! Santos Shalia! The Warcats tie the game up. 2-2. Shalia making up for hitting the post. That puck came right out in front. Hassel had the first crack at it and bounced right to Shalia, who buries it. We're tied 2-2. 6:24. Now the Warcats have got to buckle down their positioning and their defense and keep putting the pressure on the Storm. There's a wraparound attempt side of the net. Munkovich hangs on to this one. Face-off controlled here by the Warcats. Bussy flips it out of play. He's trying to flip it. And I really thought that he had Hinton open and was trying to make some kind of fancy play there, perhaps. Flipped it up in the air to hit the protected netting. Referee blew the whistle to stop play. Now bouncing puck out of the zone comes right to the one defender for the Storm that was back, who on the second effort was able to chip it away. Otherwise, the Warcats looked like they would have been in on the goaltender for the Storm again. That puck taken away by the Storm. Sends it wide of the net and goes and chases. Then tries to jam it in near side. Munkovich, again, hanging on to the multiple chops. Defensive zone face-off. Shalia able to get enough of that, and it was chopped out of the zone, but the Storm come right back in. It looks like a Shalia Hassel and now Pollack from their own zone. Andrew Reisinger to Pollack to Shalia. Shalia trying to centering feed to Hassel. Storm able to get a stick to break that pass up, comes out of the zone. Puck bounces around a little bit, and I'll pick up by the Storm at their own blue line. Trying to carry it through the neutral zone, running into Pollack was that Storm player, and that causes an offside. And good play there by Andrew Pollack to cause that to happen. Collins now out there with Fury and Titz, so seeing a couple different line combinations. It's Whaley and Andrew Reisinger, the defenders. Also a different combination there on defense, which is going to happen without Alex Snyder here. The Warcats going to have a couple different looks. Sliding that puck across was Andrew Reisinger, looking backdoor for Josh Tidd. Not able to connect. The Storm able to get it into the Warcat zone. Collins, first man back. Collins in the corner, leaves it there, but the Storm players do it first. Now the Storm play it up near side. Along that half wall, there's a shot. It deflects off somebody in front. The Storm pick it back up, try and feed it out in front again. Now from the top of the slot. And that's blocked there by Andrew Reisinger and sent out of the zone. And we are going to have a cross-check call on one of the Warcats, I believe. I didn't see it. No, it's Northeast Storm again taking a penalty. It's number 45 on the Warcats. I'm kind of wondering why the whistle was blown where it was. I thought the Warcats had possession of it. That's what confused me. So 4:11 remaining of the first period. 2-2 the score. And the Storm killing off their third penalty of the game. The Warcats putting out power play unit number 2 to start this one. It's Hinton, Bussy, and David Reisinger. Bryce Wickizer and Owen Hood back to defend, and it's Owen Wickizer back to retrieve. Bryce Wickizer, pardon me, I'm not sure if I said Owen Hood or Owen Wickizer or what I was saying. Well, Bryce Wickizer up to Caleb Bussy, gets by one man, Caleb Bussy over the red line. Caleb Bussy bringing it into the zone, then trying to wind up and shoot. There's to the side of the net, trying to get his stick on it. Looked like maybe that was David Reisinger. The Storm able to get it out. Wickizer now having trouble with the Storm player, and he steals it away from Wickizer. And we're going to have a penalty here on Bryce Wickizer. That will negate the rest of the power play the Warcats had. The Storm player was falling down. He was losing his balance. Wickheiser pushed him over. And the optics of that always lead to a penalty. Any contact whatsoever. And they're calling it head contact. Wow. Or I'm sorry, a check from behind. And it's going to be a 2-10 against Bryce Wickheiser. Wow, I'm not so sure. I do believe it's head contact was the call. So it's going to be 4-on-4 here for a minute 2. Wow. So Bryce Wickheiser is going to be in the box. The Warcats going to be down that senior defenseman for quite a bit of time now. Shalia and Hassel out there. They scored on a 4-on-4 yesterday. That shot save made by Mukovitz. Hassel now with the puck. Hassel with Shalia streaking towards the net. Hassel trying to shoot it towards the net. It was blocked there by the defense. Hassel still with it, waiting for reinforcements. Gets Reisinger. Reisinger short side hits the side of the net. To the blue line captain, flipping that shot down onto the goaltender was Hassel from quite a distance and held on by the goaltender for the Storm. Let's see if the Warcats elect to keep these 4 out. Looked like Collins was halfway over the boards to try and come out, but they are going to keep this combination out. 2:40 remaining in the first period. 2-2 the score, and the team skating 4-on-4 for another 20 seconds. And then the Storm will get a power play. It's icing since we are even strength here. Icing on the Storm. And the puck's going to come back down into the Storm zone. And the Warcats change their D up. They're going to send out Owen Hood now for Chase Nixon, I believe. Face off, the Storm able to get enough of that to get control of it. Near side, the Storm coming through the neutral zone. Now over the blue line, close to offsides there. That pass just given to Owen Hood, it looked like, by the Storm. And Owen Hood trying to skate it through neutral zone. Got to get that pass up. Now the Storm on the offsides. Whistle blows. And I believe the Warcats are going to make a change here. They've got Collins out there now. They're going to send out... Oof. Let's see. Taking a while to change it, so I can't see exactly who's hopping overboard. Now it looks like David Reisinger and Nicholas Crone. David Reisinger poking it towards the Northeast Storm blue line. Now the Storm on a power play for 45 seconds. Bringing it into the zone, trying to set something up. Here's the pass that's sent across the crease. Near side now. The Storm again with possession of it. Cross ice feed, top of that face-off circle. There's a shot save made by Mukovitz, who pokes it away. Comes right to a Storm player, then shoots it wide. Down into the corner. The Storm get it back to the point. Top of the point now down. That puck is played down to the face-off dot. Blocked there by Nicholas Crone. The Storm now with the below that goal line, feeding it back to the point. Skating with it along the half wall, getting it down low. Winding up shot, bouncing puck. Save made, another save made by Mukovitz. Now both teams at full strength. The wraparound of feet is broken up there. Back to the Storm at the point. Blocked there by Collins, it looked like. Andrew Pollack now able to send it out of the zone. And Collins using his speed to get past the Storm. Backhand goes wide of the net. And it comes all the way back down into the Warcat zone. Icing with 50 seconds remaining in the period. 5-0. Bussy now going to come out with Hinton and Fury. Nixon and Whaley defending. Behind the Northeast Storm goal. Rubbed out there by the Warcats. On the forecheck, the Warcats trying to keep it in. It bounces over Nixon's stick and back to get it. Whaley able to beat the Storm player to it. The Storm then chipped it away from Whaley. There's a shot save made by Mukovitz. Sent up ahead, out of the reach of Caleb Bussey. Picked up there by Nixon. Again, the Warcats trying to skate with it from their own zone, trying to skate through people. And the Storm, very active sticks, able to chip it back into the zone. Near side, Hinton leaves it for himself, then plays it off the boards. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Deflected off of Hinton's skate, comes back in the Northeast Storm zone, who then send it right back out. Hinton back to get it. He's tied up immediately. We're going to have holding on the Storm player number 6, who's dragged down to the guys. This is going to be the Storm's 4th penalty of the game. The Warcats technically 2 penalties, both of them on Wickheiser, as he continues to serve 12 minutes for his 2 and 10. So number 6 for the Storm going to go to the box to start the second period. That's the end of the first period of play. The Warcats 2, the Storm 2. Ten shots on goal for the Warcats. 14 shots for the Storm. The Storm really with 2 gimme goals. The Warcats with a power play goal by Cedric Collins, and then an even strength goal by Santos Shalia. Again, senior night here for the Storm. The Warcats, obviously, for a myriad of reasons, wanting to put it to the Storm. A lot of bad blood between these two teams.
I took us off the Wi-Fi, and we've been fine.
And so on the power play, the Warcats are going to send out, it looks like Shalia, Collins, and Hassel. Andrew Reisinger and Owen Hood. Owen Hood getting a lot of power play time in the absence of Alex Snyder. The team switch ends. Team switch ends. Warcats now skating left to right. Referee waiting to get a signal from the Storm goaltender. And we're ready to drop the puck here. Now Warcats starting second period on the power play. Puck is dropped. Shalia wins it back. Reisinger with it. Centering feed to Shalia. Shalia brings it over the blue line, winds up and shoots it into the netting. It was deflected by a Storm player. And on the power play, I know Shalia saw a little window there. I'd really like to see that laid off to one of the wingers. He had Cowens on the right, or I'm sorry, on the left side. Now stepping in to take that face-off, a quick face-off drop. Shalia still wins it, but it splits the defenders. Andrew Reisinger back to get it. Warcats now going to try and set up their power play from their own end. Reisinger behind his own net. Gets a Storm player to commit, comes near side now. Hassel, fancy moves, gets it into the zone. Hassel winds up, shot save, made. Rebound attempt, and an open net there, but nobody there to clear it, or to clean it up for the Warcats. The Storm were able to get to it. Now Shalia trying to get on that Storm play. Great forecheck by Collins. The Storm player saw Shalia coming one direction. Collins was the other direction. Shalia from the corner. Shalia skates it behind Hassel, sends it to the point to Hood. Hood back down to Hassel. Hassel from the corner. Hassel now deliberately keeping that puck on his stick. Hassel still with it. He tries to get it back to the point, and it's deflected by a Storm player all the way back down into the Warcat zone. Under a minute to go on the power play. Owen Hood behind his own net, sends it up to Andrew Reisinger. Cross-ice feed to Bussey. Bussey falling down, but able to leave it there for David Reisinger, who tries to toe drag, gets it towards the net, now played away. Again, I know what the Warcats are seeing, but I'd really like to see them set up a power play. And it's still been a little bit of individual effort by some of the Warcats players. Big crushing hit by Reed Hinton. But Northeast Storm forechecking that puck down into the Warcat zone. Warcats on the power play. Now it's 2-on-2. David Reisinger bringing it in. He's got Josh Tidd with it. David Reisinger pulls up. Now waiting for reinforcements. Cross ice. Over to Nixon. Shot, save made. Maybe should have been interference on the Warcats. Bussey with it. Bussey. He tries to shoot it short side. There's a save made by the goaltender for the Storm. And as the penalty expires, the Storm trying to get it out of the zone, kept in by Hinton. Hinton gloves it down to himself. The shot deflected by the defender and now sent out of the zone. So the Warcats come up empty on that power play. And I think they may have had, well, I'm getting confused at the line. I think they may have had 4 forwards out for that power play. But either way it goes, the Storm now trying to get that into the Warcat zone. It's going to be icing on the Storm. That Storm player not able to get, and way after the play, Whaley runs into the Storm player. Hopefully no call there. I think that was accidental, but the Storm player was trying to plead his case that he got to the puck before it reached the goal line for icing. I'm not sure it did. The referee certainly said it didn't. And Whaley ran into that player as he's pleading his case. No call. We're going to go 5-on-5 now. Shalia, Hunt, and Colin Fury. So another different line combination here. Around the boards it goes. Andrew Reisinger trying to get to it. Stolen away by a Storm player. Storm now below that goal line. Taken away this time by a Reisinger. Reisinger now skating it up near side. Chipped it out of the zone. The Storm chipped it back in and have to get back on sides. Sean Hunt with it. Hunt behind his own net. Sean Hunt passes it up near side. Luckily, that wasn't he passed it. It looked like it went through the Northeast Storm player's stick. Andrew Reisinger with the puck. He's trying to pass it up to Colin Fury, far side. Again, broken up by the Storm, who's gotten their stick on their fair share of passes. Now Reisinger trying to feed it up into Shalia. Bouncing puck. Shalia trying to get around that Storm player. It's hard to control it. Puck bouncing all over the place. Shalia was able to bring it into the zone, but Storm player played it away from him, and now the Storm out of the zone. Nice cross-ice pass. Whaley back to defend. Great play there by Aiden Whaley, as he was the only one back, and he played it away from that Storm player. Now the Storm again back in the zone. That puck hits, I believe, Aiden Whaley in the skate. That's got to hurt. And now a long shift for these players, and you can see the Warcats, a lot of them just standing around, doing a little bit of puck watching, and that's a recipe for disaster, to be honest. Now Shalia to that puck. He gets it up to Fury. He's able to get out of the zone. This should allow a change for the Warcats. The Warcats able to get a couple extra players out on the ice, and the Storm taking advantage of it, bring it into the Warcat zone. Sending that puck in front of the net and then played aside. Collins gets it up to David Reisinger. Reisinger slides it up to Hassel. Great save by the goaltender for the Storm. An unbelievable save. What a great pass. That pass was put right on Hassel's stick. David Reisinger feeding Hassel, and that's the guy you want to have the puck on his stick in tight like that. He made a good move, and the goaltender went with him. And a sprawling save kept it from being a 3-2 advantage for the Warcats. Unbelievable. Owen Hood now with the puck. It played away from him, and the Storm come out of the zone. Boy, I like the defense trying to join the play, but got to know your limits. You lose the puck, and it can be an odd man rush the other way very easily. David Reisinger sending that puck in along the boards. The Storm chopping it in. Get out of the zone. Here's an odd man rush. 2-on-1. Owen Hood back to defend. Slid across and then sent wide of the net by the Storm player. The Warcats now able to get back in position. Collins trying to chip it ahead to Bussy. Bussy gets it over to Reisinger. It's got to be offsides. No call. Wow. So both teams now the beneficiary of offsides that should have been called that weren't. Hines sends it backhand in front, feared by the Storm. The Storm coming into the zone. There's a shot muscled aside by Mukovitz. In below that goal line, give and go on the backhand, but played away there by Chase Nixon. He sends his man hard into the board. Now bodies flying all over the ice. There's a pass, I suppose, by the Storm player into the open area, far corner. Just played out of the zone by the Warcats. That pass by the Storm player hits Reed Hinton in the helmet. cross-ice feed over to Hassel. Hassel to the front of the net, and Collins is trying to poke it in. Shalia picks it up from the corner. Shalia curls around. Is a shot. Save made by the goaltender and then up into the protective netting behind the net. A minute 15 remaining on the power play for the Warcats. They're going to send out the next unit. That's going to consist of Bussy, David Reisinger, Colin Fury. Reed Hinton and Chase Nixon to it. Or on the blue line, Fury. Around the boards of Bussy. Bussy along the half wall. That shot save made. Up to the point where Hinton tries a pass to Bussy. It didn't work out. The Warcats able to recover, though. Now Bussy with it. Bussy. He takes another shot save made by the goaltender for the Storm. And this power play unit number 2 trying to just put shots on net. And sometimes that's a good thing. You never know. I mean, you're certainly not going to score if you don't shoot at the net. It pops up in the air. Fury was trying to knock it down towards the net. Kept in at the point by Hinton. Good job by Hinton. And again, it's 4 forwards. It's Hinton playing the extra defender at the blue line is what it looks like. And Hinton has a player draped all over him. He sends it around the board. That's a great play by Hinton to protect the puck and get it to an open area. Bussy then has it played away from him, and down the ice it goes. And effectively, the power play is going to come to an end here now in 7 seconds. The Warcats trying to catch the Storm on a line change. Shalia sends it and probably not realizing there were a couple of changes being made there for the Warcats as well. Cross ice, there's going to be icing on the Storm. The penalty that expired, looking for a stretch pass, did not work out. So the puck comes back down into the Northeast Storm's zone. 7:57 remaining in the second period. Game tied 2-2. Shalia stepping in to take the face off. He wins it back to Reisinger. Reisinger winds up through traffic, hits a couple people. Reisinger able to keep it in. Hassel trying to feed it down low. Sean Hunt able to get it in deeper. And now we're going to have another penalty called here. A puck sent around the boards. I think this time it's going to be the Warcats who pick it up. And Storm pulling their goaltender in favor of the extra skater on the delayed penalty call. And now it's the Warcats who are going to have to kill off a penalty. And it's Owen Hood going to the box. And I tell you, a lot of missed opportunities for the Warcats. They've had quite a few power plays. Now find themselves having to kill one to stay tied here 2-2 with the Storm. So shorthanded, the Warcats are going to send out Bussy and Collins. Wickizer is out there. I believe it's Chase Nixon as the other defender. The Storm winning the faceoff. Get it back to the far point. There's a shot. Save made by Muckman. It sticks in his equipment, and he hangs on for a whistle. And it's still stuck in there somewhere. Finally drops down to the ice. The referee picks it up. And a face-off now at the same face-off dot. This time Bussy got a lot of it, but spinning away from it was Nixon. The Storm again with it. That shot save made. Rebound attempt. And that puck may have been getting in behind Mukovitz. There's a Storm player right there looking to see if the puck was going to drop in, but the whistle sounded. Now the Warcats making a late change here. Hinton and David Reisinger. Again, I said this during yesterday's game. My philosophy is try and change your D up a little more often on the penalty kill. Try and keep your D fresh. They do a lot of work here on the penalty kill, but here's a wraparound attempt. Oh, the shot goes just wide of the net. The Storm below that goal line trying to feed the puck around. It comes near side point, number 11 for the Storm. Feeds it down low. Now along that half wall, 2 Storm players almost run into each other. Number 4 now curling around. And we have a whistle behind the play. The net's off. It supports. And an interesting whistle as the Storm were trying to set up their power play in possession of the puck. But the referee must have noticed the net was significantly off, enough to blow the whistle there. Hey, that's in favor of the Warcats, I'd say. Hinton taking that face off, wins it cleanly, and then trying to send it out immediately. Wickheiser, nice block there actually by the Storm player, taken away by David Reiser. They've got to get the puck out of the zone quicker than that. Up to the point, tapped in shot. Reaching for it was Mukovic and went wide of the net. Here's a pass to the slot, cleared now by David Reisinger down the ice. A minute to go on the power play for the Storm, and they're catching the Warcats here, almost catching them in a line change, able to move it up the ice quickly and poke back out of the zone. And this is particularly why I said try and change your D up when you can, because Bryce Wickheiser was being caught out there now for a long time trying to kill this penalty. That pass did not connect. The Storm trying to get it in the crease. Around the boards it goes, and a really advantageous bounce for the Storm, but then taken away by Shalia. Shalia, one-on-one. The puck rolls off of his stick, and then he ends up sending it in deep. He was trying to come up with something fancy there. His brain was moving a little bit quicker than his hands were. Taken away by Collins, who's going to flip it in. 10 seconds remaining on the power play for the Storm. Collins in to forecheck. Storm player behind his own goal line. Both teams now skating at full strength as Hood comes out of the box in favor of Cullen Hassel. Hassel then immediately ties his man up, prevents the Storm from entering the zone. The Storm now with the puck through neutral ice, dumps the puck in. It goes below the Warcats goal line behind the net. Andrew Reisinger picks it up. Far side. Hassel protecting that puck against the half wall. Centering feed looking for Shalia. Does not connect, and the Storm send it back in. Nicholas Crone with it. Crone, you're trying to skate through people again. I just don't understand what the defense is doing in that case. Shalia up to Collins. Collins trying to slide it to Hassel. Hassel is trying to draw pass it to Shalia. And some crazy bounces and maybe some misfortunes, I'd say, for both teams. The Storm player trying to stay onside fell down, but trying to keep his skate on sides. Puck never did enter the Warcat zone. Colin Fury now out there with Josh Tidd and Sean Hunt. Andrew Reisinger and Aiden Whaley also out there, and we're going to have icing on the Storm. 4:11 remaining, second period. Warcats and Storm tied 2 apiece. No goals in the second period so far. All 4 of them coming in the first 17 minutes of the game. Warcats keeping their 5 out there. It's the Storm changing up their personnel. Colin Fury stepping in to take the face-off. Puck is down. Storm wins it. Off that half wall, deflected off a Whaley's skate, comes back into the Storm zone. Now near side, picked up by Whaley, spins around and dumps it back in. The Storm then play it up towards the Warcats. It should be icing again on the Storm. And indeed it is. Not connecting with that pass. .348 remaining. The Warcats now are going to change their personnel. They're going to put out David Reisinger, Caleb Bussey, Reed Hinton. There's firepower here on this line. Let's see what they do. Reisinger, David Reisinger, trying to send something towards the net. It was deflected wide. Still below that goal line. And jumps over Wickheiser's stick and comes into the Warcat zone. Racing to get it is Owen Hood. He's got a Storm player on his back. Hood then trying to muscle the Storm player away, but the puck at his skates. Got to play the puck too. David Reisinger to the backhand. Good pass up to Bussey. 2-on-1 now for the Warcats. Caleb Bussey with it. Slides it over. Saucer feed. And Hinton just could not quite corral that puck to get it towards the net. Bussey tried the saucer pass to get it over the diving Northeast Storm player. Not a bad pass, but it's very tough to pick up on the back end. Bussey and David Reisinger now trying to forecheck, and they back off a little bit. The Storm able to make a stretch pass through the neutral zone. Chipped away by Hood. And then Bussy backhands it to the blue line. The late offsides on the Storm. And now the whistle blows for the offsides. 2:46 remaining in the second period. Northeast Storm and Westerville Warcats tied 2 apiece. And another new defensive combination is going to be Andrew Reisinger with Nicholas Crone. Shalia Hassel Collins out together. The Storm dump it into the Warcat zone. Andrew Reisinger back to defend. He gets to the puck, but nobody there but Storm players. And again, a wraparound feed. The Storm trying several wraparounds. They get below that goal line and try and feed it out in front or wrap it around. Now to the high slot shot. Save made to the side of the net. Save made. Loose puck. Players all over the ice, and Collins somehow comes up with it. Collins trying to toe drag the Storm player at the blue line. Good defensive play by the Storm. Reisinger keeps it in. And then it's played away from him, and Nicholas Crone has to hurry to get back to it. And he does. It comes off of his stick. Rolls into the corner. The Storm then trying to feed that out in front. Now Andrew Reisinger able to get back to defend. Puck comes to Collins, who slides it up for Hassel. Hassel on the right side. Hassel going to use his speed. Getting around the defender, now below the net. Hassel comes out far side. Cross-side speed to Andrew Reisinger. Here's a shot deflected in front by a Storm defender. Collins trying to feed it out in front. He gets it back on his skate, or on his stick. Under 2 minutes to play. Collins takes it all the way out of the zone. And then dumps it near side. And the Storm are going to have it's going to be icing actually on the Storm. Boy, they were set up to have an odd man rush there. That was all kinds of terrible. And the Storm bailed the Warcats out by icing the puck. Not entirely sure what was happening. Hinton, Fury, and Josh Tidd, the forwards, with Aiden Whaley and Chase Nixon. Your side. Poke up to the blue line. Whaley sends it back in. We're checking it now. Josh Tidd, and he's able to get into his man. The puck now tied up between their skates. Hinton coming in to help forward check that puck. The Storm, though, able to come away with it. Played there by Colin Fury very nicely. Now Josh Tidd on the turnaround. Comes to Hinton. Hinton back in. Save made by the Storm goaltender, who has really done a good job of keeping them in this game. The senior goaltender for the Storm, who was honored before the game. Wow. Could have had interference maybe on the Storm there. No call. The puck comes into the Warcat zone. 40 seconds, 4-0 remaining in the period. Warcats player was sent down to the ice. Whaley back to get it. Now to Hinton. Hinton cross-ice speed up to Tidd. Tidd on the left side. Tidd trying to fend off a Storm player. Trailing on the play was Hinton. He wasn't quite able to get to it. David Reisinger now up to the puck. Reisinger is smashed by 2 Storm players. And the Storm able to come away with it. Deflected off of Bussy's skate. And now sent to Hassel. Hassel with the shot hits the post. Colin Hassel just missed as he hits the post and then sends another one from an impossible angle. 2 seconds, 1. Bussy trying to shoot it at the last minute. It would not go. And at the end of 2 full periods of play, Warcats 2, Northeast Storm 2. We're going to have a brief intermission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots on goal for the Warcats that period. No goals that period for either team. 19 total shots for the game for the Warcats. Only 4 registering for the Storm. The Storm have 18 shots on goal for the game. And again, none that period. Goals for the Warcats scored by Cedric Collins and Santos Shalia. And 17 more minutes to decide this one to come after a small break. You're listening to the home of the Westerville Warcats, SammyVision, with your host, Sam Shalia. We'll be back with you in approximately 10 minutes. And we're back here on SammyVision with was a bit of a more lengthy delay.
I'm not on it anymore, so
I'm
it
gonna
doesn't
give him a
matter.
lot. As we were waiting for the Columbia ice resurfacer to come over here to this sheet of ice, as it was surfacing the other sheet of ice. Regardless, both teams now back out onto the ice, taking a quick little skate around, stretching the legs. And we get started with the third period of play. 17 more minutes left. Knotted at 2. Northeast Storm, Westerville Warcats. Again, as we told you at the outset, these teams going to face each other next week. Dublin Chiller, 8:30, I believe on Friday. The 12th, I believe is the date, February 12th, 8:30 from Dublin. As we're going to have the OSHL playoffs, which is known as the CBJ Cup. The 4 and 5 seed play each other, and these teams sit in the 4 and 5 seed spot and will continue to, regardless of the outcome of this game. Currently, the Warcats are at 4, Northeast Storm's at 5. The last league game for the Warcats, at least. The Warcats still have a remaining game against Hilliard that will be a scrimmage. The Dayton Stout's going to be the number 1 seed. And the Hilliard Wildcats going to be the 2 seed. Newark General is going to be the 3 seed, and I think those are already determined as well. And then it'll be Warcats and Storm 4 and 5, and the 6 seed is going to be the PHA Prowlers. With no Athens in the league this year, it's only those teams. Now there's talk. He didn't plan a crowd. I think we're out of time. So I don't know what the. There's some kind of talk with the referees and the scorekeeper, who was also the president of Northeast Storm's organization. But we're getting ready for the puck drop. Santa Shlia stepping in. He wins the faceoff back to Owen Hood. Shlia, Hassel, Cowens, Hood, and Reisinger starting the third period. Hassel with the puck. Hassel off the board. It's a Northeast Storm player who's able to keep it in the zone. It's given a little bit of room as he sends it towards the front of the net. It slides all the way through the blue paint out the far side. Now off of Owen Hood's skate. There's a shot. It's Owen Hood again. And sloppy play to start this third period. And Shalia getting a penalty. And now getting another penalty. The net was off of its supports. Shalia, I believe, may have pushed the net to show the referee it was off. Trying to plead his case, picked up, I believe, another pickup, maybe 2 minors here. And he has really done a great job of staying out of the box this year. And I know he's got to be unhappy with whatever was called there, but just 2 minutes up on the board, so it's going to be a 2-minute unsportsmanlike penalty. Wow, certainly not what the Warcats wanted at the start of the third period. That's their third penalty of the game, technically fourth. I guess Bryce Wittgeiser, 2 penalties. So they're starting to even up a little bit. 5 penalties called against Northeast Storm, and now the 4th one against the Warcats. That shot they made paddled out of the air by Mukovitz. Another shot from distance. Blocker saved by Mukovitz. And now it's cleared over the line and touched with a high stick, actually. So extra bonus there for the Warcats as the faceoff is going to come all the way down into the Northeast Storm zone as it was played with a high stick. And again, the Warcats keeping the D out there, but changing up the forwards. That's their philosophy. Hinton and David Reisinger, the forwards, killing off this penalty. Nixon and Wickizer defending. Below that goal line, here comes perhaps a wraparound backdoor shot. Save made. Another save made by Mukovitz. Sliding across now out in front and then slapped down the ice by Hinton. Anxious moments there. Whaley out now, taking Nixon's spot on the blue line. And the Storm going to be guilty of icing on the power play. Perfect. 57 seconds remaining on the power play, and another offensive zone faceoff for the Warcats. He's giving them a chance to send out Hassel and Cowens. Hood and Whaley now at the blue line. Hassel stepping in to take the faceoff. The Storm able to control it and out of the zone. And it's going to be icing again. And it's a late whistle, but it definitely was icing on the Northeast Storm. The back official had his hand raised. The official up on the play did not believe it was icing, and now they confer. And so it's a wow. This is actually a mistake by the referee. The referee's made a mistake on the icing call, and they're going to give an offensive zone face-off to Northeast Storm when it should be a neutral zone face-off due to their error. Wow, unbelievable. And the Storm win it and get it back to the point. Now far point, fed down low. One-timer by number 7 goes nowhere. Back to the top of the point. Fed down low. There's a shot save made, and Mukovitz sliding his pad out. Whiffing on that shot is Cowens, and then Cowens able to block the shot by the Storm player. Warcats have got to be a little more sure-handed with that puck. And there it is, getting it out of the zone. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. Now Reed Hinton and David Reisinger back on the ice defending. 5 more seconds in the power play for the Storm. Skating it behind the net, curling around with it, still with it. Now both teams are at even strength. As Caleb Busby able to get out onto the ice. That hits a skate in front, taken away by Reisinger. He's able to get just enough of it to send it over the blue line. Getting harassed there by number 11 of the Storm, who, for whatever reason, is trying to pin the puck in front of the scorekeeper. That allows the Warcats to make a defensive change and get Andrew Reisinger out on the ice. Into the Storm zone it goes behind the Storm net. Taken away there by David Reisinger. He trying to feed it out to his brother Andrew, and it rolled off of his stick. Actually, it may have been Bussy who had the puck roll off of his stick. Hinton now behind the zone net. Trying to spin away from contact, but good forecheck by the Storm. They come up with the puck. Near the half wall, Hinton rubs his man out. Thrown in to get a loose puck. Comes right to the Storm. Feeding it across. Nobody there. It goes all the way through the point, or through the crease. And then played out by David Reiser. Bussy trying to get up on it. He pokes it towards the goaltender, and he's completely out of control. He goes crashing into the end boards. Now the Warcats have got to try and maintain their positions here. Only one person back, and that's Bryce Wickizer. He's going to get to this puck. Wickizer harassed by number 2. Able to stay with it. Trying to centering feed up to Sean Hunt. Wickizer gets the puck back, brings it into the zone. It rolls off of his stick. The Storm then send it back towards the Warcats blue line. Trying to kick it to his stick was number 19. He just completely missed it, and it rolled away from him. And below that goal line, the Storm like to work it from below the goal lines out in front, looking to get it out in the slot. Taken away there by Wickheiser. Up to the blue line, bounces away from the Storm player. I'm trying to poke it at is Josh Tidd. We saw him do this a couple times against the Swords. That should have been offsides. It is. It is not offsides. The referee had put his hand up momentarily and put it right back down. And perhaps that puck. We're under 12 minutes to play, third period of a tie game. All the goals coming in the first period. Shalia steps in, takes the face off, and then comes away with it and feeds it up to Hassel, who leaves it there for Collins. Collins skates it into the zone, trying to slide it up to Hassel. Hassel runs into the goaltender. Northeast Storm coach is wanting a penalty, but the Storm come away with it with numbers 3-on-2. Shot save made there by Mukovic. And Northeast Storm's been the aggressor in this third period so far, of course, aided by being on a power play to start the period. The Warcats are going to be guilty of icing here. So far, the Storm with 7 shots this period. The Warcats yet to register a shot on goal this third period. Tough to take the lead, get a goal here, and you're not getting shots on net. So the faceoff comes back down in the Warcat zone off on the icing call. Hinton, David Reisinger, Caleb Bussey out there. Andrew Reisinger and Owen Hood. Fouls! Pacheco scores! A nice give and go by the Storm, and they take the lead. And the Warcats have got to pick their game up. These third periods have been their undoing all season long. And perhaps that will ignite the Warcats to try and do something about it. 11:09, plenty of time remaining in this game. The Warcats now trailing 3-2. And again, nothing Mukovic can do, and the Storm coming right back into the zone. Reisinger watching his man in the corner. That puck comes out to the slot. Shot blocked there by Owen Hood. And goes in below the goal line. Oh, the front again, goal scored! This is what the Storm do, and the Warcats not able to prevent it. Back-to-back shifts. Just terrible. Absolutely atrocious. Third period Warcats. All season long. Wow. I guess if they didn't get the point after the first goal, maybe after that was scored 2 goals in the exact same style, maybe the Warcats will get the hint. Got to do something about that play. Shalia trying to get it up to Collins. Puck rolls away from Collins. The Storm now back. Close to an offside. Chipped away from Nixon. The side of the net poked away by Mukovic. Riding his man in the boards was Wickheiser. That puck comes out in front. Played back to the high slot. Backhand attempt. It hits Nixon in front. Nixon able to clear it to Hassel. Hassel trying to backhand it up the Collins far side. Stolen by the Storm. This is going to be held on by Mukovic. This is just all of a sudden has become very difficult to watch. 10:08 remaining third period of work. It's now down by 2 goals. Back-to-back goals spanning less than a minute after the game was tied at 2, and now a scramble in the crease. This has been all Northeast Storm. 2 goals, 10 shots on goal this period. With still 10 minutes to go in the period. The Warcats not registering a shot on goal here in the third period so far. Aiden Whaley trying to watch his man below net again. The Storm trying to feed it out in front. It's been successful. Tried it again, this time taken away by the Warcats. Storm send it back in deep. Reisinger trying to get to it. It's played back below that goal line, and the Warcats just going to sit back and let the Storm do that. Goal again on the wraparound. Good job, Aiden Whaley. That's just pathetic. The puck's below the goal line. 5-on-5 hockey. You're the defender. And you just let the player walk out from below the goal line and wrap it around to and through Aiden Mukovic's legs. I just don't understand what I'm seeing. And now it's 5-2, and it's getting, well, you thought it couldn't get worse, but it just did. That's unbelievable. And here comes the Storm again. This time the Warcats decide to take it away from them. Trying to feed it up to Hinton. That pass doesn't connect far side. Storm now just 9 minutes away from getting a big win on their senior night. Warcats letting it happen. Owen Hood with a backhand. I believe the goaltender may have gotten a piece of that. That could be the first shot on goal for the Warcats this period. Just disgusting. But the Storm doing what the Storm do. And the Warcats helpless, apparently, to prevent it. I guess that goes along with, never watching any game film and not having you know, any kind of clear plan for preventing the Storm doing what the Storm do. There go the Storm again, trying another wraparound. This time Crone able to get a piece of it. Far side up to Cowens. Cowens now going to try and use his speed. He's got Hassel with him. Cowens slides it over to Hassel. Hassel on the back end. Shot save made. And now the Storm able to clear the zone. All the way down. Should be icing on the Storm. And it is. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. David Reisinger stepping in to take that face off. It's Reisinger, Hinton, and Andrew Pollack out with the Warcats trailing by 3, third period against the Northeast Storm. The Storm able to clear the zone. Hinton on the back check, trying to get a piece of that Storm player. They get it in deep from the corner. Wickheiser slams his man against the boards. The boards give a little extra over there in the Zamboni entrance. And the puck kind of got stuck over there against the bottom of the dashers. It comes right to the Storm at the point. A block by Hinton, and Hinton not feeling very good after that one. It may have jumped up and got him in the hand. He looks like he's favoring that right hand. In below the net, wrap around attempt. This time it does not go. Wickheiser lost his stick in behind the net. The Storm trying to feed something towards the front. David Reisinger able to get to it and feeds Hinton. Hinton gives it right to the Northeast Storm defender. Storm come back and dump it into the Warcat zone. Owen Hood back again. Icing. A little surprising icing wasn't waved off there, but looked like Hood could play it. Shalia, Bussy, and Sean Hunt. Owen Hood, Andrew Reisinger, your defender. Comes Andrew Reisinger in the neutral zone. Feeds it up to Bussy. It hits Bussy's leg. Comes to Owen Hood. He tried to feed it up to Shalia. Shalia now gets it into the zone. Shalia pulls up along the half wall. Feeds it across looking for Collins. Comes back to Reisinger at the point. That shot went nowhere, but Reisinger able to get it back. Shalia now from the corner. Shalia skating it around, curling around. Gets it far side over to Andrew Reisinger. It's Caleb Bussy, not Andrew Reisinger. Now the Storm come back the other way. Shot save made there by Muckaday. Hassel, David Reisinger, Reed Hinton. Crone, Bryce Wickheiser. And it's a good time to mention that Ian Shealy has been injured in this game and has not played since the injury. He took a really hard hit behind his own net. And actually, he did come out one more shift after that and was in some difficulty, and we have not seen Ian Shealy. So with Ian Shealy out and Alex Snyder also not here at the game, Warcats Little thin on defense, and there's a save made by Mukovic. It's been a shooting gallery for the Storm this third period, and they've been rewarded with 3 goals. Hassel now with speed over the blue line. Hassel pulling up into the corner. Warcats have got to get something here as time is not on their side. Under 6 minutes to play. Third period down by 3 goals. Wickheiser from his own zone. And that pass does not connect with Hinton. Good pass by Wickheiser, not so much on the catch by Hinton. Below that goal line. Hassel with it. Hassel feeds it up. Hinton now able to catch this one, and Hinton bringing it into the zone. Hinton rubbed off that puck hard, but is able to get the puck in deep. Chasing after it was David Reisger, and the Storm easily exit the zone and come back the other way. Colin Fury on the back check. Good hustle by that young man. Gets it near side to Hinton. Hinton ices the puck. I just don't understand. I mean, I pretty much got to walk away from doing play-by-play. You're 2 feet from the red line. He looks like he's in a lot of pain. I know his hand is hurting him. But wow. Wowie, wow, wow, wow. Nixon with it. Hard off the boards. It hits a skate and comes right through kind of a centering feed there. Near side. Storm send it back in. I'll tell you what, I would do this if I were the Storm. You're up by 3 goals, 5 minutes of dump and chase. Ought to do it. The Warcats have got to make something happen. They cannot sit back. They've got to make something happen. They may even have to take some chances. Shlia stepping up on the play there. Northeast Storm send it around to the far side. Up on the play was, I saw a shot there. Up on the play, I think that was Nixon. Shalia trying to feed it out in front to, Sean Hunt, I think it was. Wailing back to get it. Long shift by Nixon and Whaley. Josh Kidd's going to get a penalty, I think. No penalty, actually. The referee had his hand up. It must have been on the delayed offside. Here come the Storm the other way. That shot was wide of the net. Up to the point. Hassel runs his man into the boards. Storm, though, below that goal line. That's how you defend it. Andrew Reisinger goes after the young man behind the goal line, rubs him out of the play. The puck comes free, and the Warcats able to get it into the Storm zone. Hassel then played off the puck, but it comes right to the hood. There's a tip. It goes in behind that. Collins, I think, trying to tip that towards the net. Not sure how much of that he got. The late offsides by the Warcats. Three minutes. Disaster for the Warcats. Yes, it doesn't change the standings at all, but I mean, who wants to lose a game, and certainly who wants to lose it to the Northeast Storm if you're the Warcats? I give the Storm credit, though. They do what they do. They play their game. They play their system. They've killed off early penalties that they took in this game. Taking advantage of a very poor game plan, I believe, by the Warcats that reared its ugly head here in the third period. And it's 5-2 Storm leading this game with 3:01 remaining. Again, I'd like to thank all of you who are watching this at home or listening to it. It's got to be tough to listen to. It's just as tough to watch. I'm going to just tell it like it is. This Warcats team is just not up to snuff. It's been an extremely disappointing year. High hopes for this team. They've seen repeatedly dashed, losing games that I'm sure they thought they were going to win. But you get to a point and say, what makes you think they're going to win them? I mean, what have they shown this year to tell you that they're going to win some of these games here? So the Warcats, it's under 3 minutes to play, down by 3 goals to a Northeast Storm on their senior night who just want it more. Shalia behind his own goal line, still with it. Now feeds it up to Collins, absorbs the check. Collins dances away from one man, then sends it far side. Reisinger up on the play. Andrew Reisinger trying to get into the zone. The Warcats now taking that chance. They sent Reisinger up on the play. No icing called there. The Storm changed it up, and then a complete giveaway by the Warcats. Again, I'm going to call it as I see it. Owen Hood just sends the puck all the way around the boards. It's icing. There's no Warcat player anywhere in the vicinity whatsoever. He may have expected somebody to be there. That could be the case. Maybe somebody should have been there, but nobody there. And icing as Northeast Storm was changing all of their personnel. Save made by Muckahood. Save made by Muckahood. David Reisinger or to Bryce Wickheiser. Wickheiser thought better of that pass near side. Spins around behind his goal up to David Reisinger to Reed Hinton. That pass a little bit behind Hinton. And, of course, deflects right to the Northeast Storm. Hinton, again, now this time he's able to get it to the over the center ice red line and dump it in. Up to the blue line where Wickheiser shoots it, save made by the Northeast Storm goaltender. And since the game yesterday, Wickheiser has certainly felt more emboldened to take shots from the point. He carried it up a few times against the Prowlers, and it gave him confidence to try and be a little more offensive. I don't mind that. It'd be nice to have somebody in front of the goaltender on that shot. A minute and a half to play. Warcats down by 3 with the puck in the Storm zone. That shot by Reisinger was deflected and goes into the corner. Owen Hood trying to get something towards the net. Far side. Hassel now trying to get to it. Back to Reisinger. A shot that goes just over the net. It was deflected. Went high over the net. Maybe should have been a hand pass. Hassel got a piece of that and went right back to Reisinger. 56 seconds remaining. Trying to dig it out of the corners, Hassel and Shalia. The Storm able to get to it, and they ice it. Well, I don't know what the referee's taking so long to blow the whistle for the icing either. It doesn't make that much of a difference, maybe a second here or there, but it makes me wonder. And really, the referees have done a pretty decent job this game. It's certainly whatever's happening is not the fault of the referees. They missed offsides and a call here or there, but it's been a pretty well-called game. Up to the blue line, trickles out. Hassel able to get it and backhands it over Owen Hood, almost stolen by a Storm player. Now Collins retreats back towards his own blue line. He gets by a couple players. Collins still with it. Now toe dragging and leaves the puck. It was that third Storm player he couldn't get past. Got past 2. Reisinger then gets into his man, but the Storm come up with it. 2-on-1 goal scorer. It's just, you can see the frustration building on the Warcats. Reisinger would not normally make that play. He went for the man. Instead of the puck. And it led to a 2-on-1, a 4-goal outburst for the Storm. 17 seconds remaining. The Storm going to win this game. In an embarrassing, just absolutely embarrassing game for the Warcats. Not going to put it any other way. Every single one of those boys and coaches bear the blame. And now Tidd going at it with a Storm player at center ice. And it just doesn't make any sense. You're losing 6-2. Yeah, you're getting embarrassed. So what are you going to do about it? You're going to, Do things you probably shouldn't do. I don't know what the call is going to end up being here, but the referee's talking about it. I think I would think they're going to take Tid to the box. There's under 10 seconds to play. That's the Warcats. That's the Warcats right there. You saw it right there in the nutshell. Actually, they ended up taking both players. Took 88 for Northeast Storm and Josh Tid, 96. For what they probably should have just asked them to go to the locker room. Tid's still drawing at the Storm players. 5-on-5, but the Warcats, of course, not putting their fifth player out, as they never do. Now Paulette jumps over the boards. You just saw an absolute quintessential Warcats game. Losing to not a very talented Northeast Storm team. Losing big. Taking a stupid penalty at the end of the game. Being poor sports. It's on the boys and it's on the coaching for sure. 6-2 Storm win this game.